They abandoned me after prison, but they never expected my comeback. I spent 2 years behind bars for my sister. But when I finally got out, my family treated me like I was nothing. Get out. Just get out. Seamus snarled, grabbing the front of my shirt, trying to drag me out the door. I shoved his hands off me, making him stumble backward. Don't touch me, I warned. Before I could steady myself, Melanie marched up to me, her face cold and unreadable. Without a word, she raised her hand and struck me hard across the face. Jonathan, you are nothing now. You used to make thousands a month as a lobby manager. Now, you are a nobody. Did you actually think we'd welcome you back? She scoffed, her voice echoing down the hall. Security. Where is security? At her call, security guards rushed over. She pointed straight at me, barking. How could you let someone like him in? Get this beggar out of here. The chief of security approached, his voice calm but firm. Ma'am, what seems to be the issue? Melanie didn't even hesitate. This man is a broke nobody trying to scam a meal here. Throw him out. The chief turned to me, his eyes cold. Sir, you need to leave. I stared him down, my voice steady. Is this how you handle situations? Do you even know the hotel's policies? We do not judge guests by their appearance, nor do we mistreat them. For a moment, he hesitated. His stance faltered, uncertainty flickering across his face. Before he could respond, Seamus jumped in. Do not let him fool you. He is just a broke ex-con. Get rid of him. The chief of security stood firm. Sorry, sir. We do not remove guests without proper reason. Gavin, another so-called relative, scoffed. This is ridiculous. You are security, and you are scared of him? He turned to me, his voice dripping with disdain. Jonathan, you think you can bluff your way out of this? I know the hotel management. One call from me, and you are done. He pulled out his phone and dialed. Mr. Feldman, it is Gavin. You. The line went dead before he could finish. His face twisted in embarrassment. I chuckled. Trying to reach Mr. Feldman? Let me help you. I pulled out my own phone and dialed. Mr. Feldman, please come to private room 777 within 3 minutes. Gavin sneered. Jonathan, you are delusional. You are just an ex-con. Stop pretending to be someone you are not. The rest of the family laughed, looking at me like I was some kind of joke. Melanie sighed, wiping her brow. This is so embarrassing. How did I raise such a son? James, another relative, looked frustrated. Jonathan, just go. Stop this charade. You are making a fool of yourself. Exactly, Gavin added with a smirk. Some people just cannot accept reality. Do you actually think you can get Mr. Feldman here? What a joke. Seamus rolled his eyes. You are not worth our time. But before he could say another word, the door opened, and a middle-aged woman in a sharp suit stepped inside. 2 years. 2 years I spent locked up for a crime I did not commit. I took the fall for my sister, Joanna, and her husband, Seamus. They had been driving my car recklessly, speeding in the wrong lane when they hit and killed someone. My parents had come to me, begging. Joanna has a weak heart. If she goes to prison, she will not survive. And she will lose her marriage. Please, Jonathan, take the blame for her. We will make sure you are rewarded when you get out. I had not done it for the reward. I had done it because I loved them. Because I believed in family. I sold my car, drained my savings, lost my job, paid the compensation, endured every insult. And yet, after all that, they had thrown me away like garbage. Blood is supposed to be thicker than water. But when money is involved, family loyalty crumbles. Joanna's expression was unreadable as she spoke. I already thank you for taking the fall. What else do you want? This house belongs to me now. Seamus and I are expecting a child. There is no room for you here. To her, 2 years in prison was worth a simple thank you. Anything beyond that, and I was asking too much. Melanie chimed in, shaking her head. Jonathan, do you not understand? A man should provide for his family, not rely on them. We had hoped to marry you off to a respectable woman for some security. But now, no one will want you. Seamus crossed his arms. Exactly. You have been in prison, so you will always be poor. If we let you stay, you will only be a burden. James flicked the ash off his cigarette. Jonathan, you are old enough to know how to give to the family, not just cause trouble. Every word was a knife to my chest. My hands clenched into fists. I swallowed hard, my vision blurring with unshed tears. Now I see, I whispered. No wonder none of you visited me in prison. I thought you were just busy. But the truth is, I was only valuable to you when I was making money. The moment I could not, You tossed me aside. I took a deep breath. So you are all kicking me out today? Seamus smirked. Yes. Melanie, Joanna, James, they all stood firm. There was nothing left to say. I nodded slowly, my heart breaking. Fine. We are done. I hope you do not regret it. Finally, I saw them for what they were. The people I had longed for while locked away had never truly cared for me. And the $100 million I had planned to share with them? They would not see a single penny. Without another word, I walked out, not bothering to look back. Behind me, Seamus shouted, You think too highly of yourself. What do we lose by cutting ties with a broke ex-con like you? If we let you stay, that would be our real mistake. I wandered the streets alone, eventually finding a hotel for the night. Lying on the bed, I stared at my bank account, my mind racing. I had once believed I had a loving family. But now, I understood. All the love I had known had come with a price. When I had money, they smiled. When I did not, they discarded me. But they had no idea. The ex-con they despised had $100 million to his name. And I could not wait to see the look on their faces when they found out. The next day, I checked into a luxurious hotel, not as a guest, but as the new owner. Months of hard work later, I turned that hotel into one of the most successful establishments in the city. And 6 months down the line, fate handed me a chance for the perfect revenge. Because the very same family that had thrown me away had just walked through my hotel's doors.